It was a horrific discovery. The body of Omar Medina found in a barrel in San Diego Bay. Today, jurors heard opening statements in the trial for Timothy Cook, who's charged with murder, and Derrick Spurgeon, who is charged with accessory after the fact. News 8's Steve Price was at the courthouse today. He joins us now from our newsroom with details. Steve?
And Barbara Lee, no one is disputing that Cook and Medina were roommates and that their living situation wasn't working out. Now, one side says that fight led to murder, but the other side says there is no physical evidence to prove that. The last call Omar Medina ever made was to his mom.
She said that her son was very anxious on this call.
Medina disappeared back in October of 2017, but less than 2 weeks later, authorities located him as part of a gruesome discovery.
Was found floating in the San Diego Bay inside of a 55-gallon drum that had a makeshift anchor.
An autopsy confirmed the body in the drum was Medina and that he died from a violent attack.
They could see that he had been stabbed numerous times on his upper left back area.
Chula Vista police arrested Medina's roommate Timothy Cook and charged him with murder. Authorities believe the two had been fighting over Medina's heavy drinking and messy ways, with Cook in a text message calling Medina, quote, a dirty pig. During opening statements this morning, authorities said shortly after the murder, Cook was spotted buying items to allegedly cover up the crime.
You can see that Mr. Cook was at Home Depot purchasing Simple Green, a scrub brush, and a tarp.
Also on trial, Cook's friend Derrick Spurgeon charged with accessory after the fact. Authorities say Spurgeon is seen on surveillance video driving a boat into the bay on October 11, 2017, with what appears to be a large drum on board.
Just to the left and in front of the driver is a very white area captured on the video surveillance.
The video also shows when Spurgeon returned to the dock about an hour later, the drum was no longer on board. But Cook's attorney says all of the evidence presented this morning is circumstantial and proves nothing.
Mr. Cook is not a murderer. It is your duty, it is your role to evaluate the evidence. And the evidence of what happened after is not the same thing as evidence of what happened before.
And this trial is expected to last several days. The judge has barred our cameras from the courtroom while the witnesses are on the stand, but we are allowed to return for closing arguments and the verdicts. Carlo and Barbara Lee.
Thanks, Steve.